Hello, friends. Welcome once again to this LEAP interview series. I have another eminent personality, Dr. Tryambak Hiwarkar. Uh, Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And he is a director at one of the institutions for MBA courses um, in India. But he has been a pro-vice chancellor, vice chancellor, professor in universities, across different states of uh, India, and his experience spans over 3 decades. So it's amazing to see such a personality coming up and sharing their views about education, what should be done, what is important. And let's try to make most of this time today in trying to get more out of his knowledge. So, welcome once again, Dr. Trambak. We know your journey has been long,
Yes,
but
sir.
if you could just summarize your journey so far, that will be a good starting point for me.
Yeah. Basically, I am from the dual background of computer science and engineering as well as the business management. I
Wow.
have, I have started my career as a lecturer in the government polytechnic at Nagpur, right back in 1994. And then I started with that particular career. Then I was a part of CDAC Pune as a coordinator, program coordinator for the program of development of the supercomputing. And during that period of 96 to 2001, we have developed supercomputer on the name Param and delivered to the country. And
Wow.
it was the first supercomputer which was given by the India during the tenure of later Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi ji, because he was the person and visionary in the information technology. And
Wow.
later on, then that it was progressive. But after, as my urge and my interest was towards the academics, research and development, I could not move to any software field. Though my all the colleagues of they were at the senior position at as a vice president and all those things in the biggest software companies of the India as well as abroad also. But
Wow.
my aim was to devote to the society towards the education and develop societal developments in the form of education. And so that was my short journey. After that, this coordinatorship, I was shifted to the management college on the name of Maharishi Institute of Management, and it was under the MCE, Maharishi Center for the Educational Excellence at Bhopal. And that journey started with the management college basically, wherein we ran the programs like MBA, PGDM, and MCA programs. So I was looking after that as the head of the department, and then gradually I was promoted to then this associate professor, then professor, and then again in the first university as Satya Sai University, which is near Bhopal, I took a charge as a dean engineering and as well as professor and dean engineering as well as the head of the research department.
Amazing.
Gradually, then went to some another university as a Pro-Vice Chancellor. That one university as the Eklava University for the short period of 1.5 years. I was a Vice Chancellor, and later stages, I again repeated one university on the same designation of Pro-Vice Chancellor and Dean Research, and then came back last year, July 2024, to Pune due to some assignments, family assignments, and the education of my daughters. So presently, I'm with the Pune-based institution, having a long journey of almost 30 years, and I wish that this should be my last institution, and I should give more within the coming 5 10 years again to this institution and
Wow.
society.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What an amazing journey. Variety of experiences. And I think some of the people who are students who are listening to this interview, um, uh, I would like to ask, when you were vice chancellor and pro vice chancellor, exactly what is the role in, of course, in Indian context of a vice chancellor, pro vice chancellor? What are their roles?
In the Indian context, whenever we talk about the university, it is a bigger unit which comprises of number of schools like School of Education, School of Management, School of Commerce, School of Arts and Social Sciences, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, School of Agriculture Sciences, then School of Legal Law, that is School of Law, and number of School of Nursing, which comes under the Paramedical Sciences. So under the banner of university, we have to look after almost 13 to 15 schools, and then recognition, affiliation of those particular professional bodies. Like for agriculture, we used to go for ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research; for PCI, Pharmaceutical Council of India; BCI, Bar Council of India. Then for the homeopathic program, we used to go for the Homeopathic Council, and then for Ayurveda program, we used to go for the Ayush Mantralaya. For education, NC, that is National Council for Teacher Education, NCT. For all engineering and technical education, we have AICT, All India Council of Technical Education. So number of committees, number of professional bodies we have to attach with them, and as per their criteria and as per the norms, we have to follow for the affiliations. And a large number of students I have interacted, being the dean research, that though I was from the engineering and management faculty, but I have almost covered some 23 subjects as a dean research,
Wow.
for the exposure of even including the paramedical sciences, agriculture sciences, and all the arts subjects of the arts faculty, as well as the computer science and engineering, as well as the management, were the core subjects. So accordingly, in computer science and engineering, my 12 research scholars have been awarded PhD, and in management stream, 6 research scholars have been awarded PhD. So total
Wow.
18 students have been awarded PhD till now. Almost 184 citations, research publications at the international and national level were there. 5 patents which I have filed have been published, and 6 books which I have authored that have also been published.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. So, why don't we jump straight away onto trying to understand um, how do you see the education industry today compared to what it was, say, 15, 20 years ago? And what are the necessary changes that you think are required in the current education system?
Definitely, when we talk about the scenario behind past 10 years back, it was mostly the automated and the manual type of teaching methodology, as well as the system was much manual. But after in the scenario of last after 10 years, the development has taken so much in an advanced manner, so that it is the education is becoming in the form of digitization, and we definitely want to progress in the digital education in the coming trends, as well as in the future trend also, because this is going to survive. And this lesson has been taught by the corona around 2020-21, that almost we adopted these platforms not only for education, as well as afterwards these jobs also, the people are started from work from home. This concept was never earlier in the past 10 years.
Correct.
So
Absolutely
this
true.
is the present scenario, and definitely one should be activated, and one should be aware of the current and the future technologies of the world whenever he want to progress in society, as well as in the world, as well as for himself also. His own progress is also totally depend on all sort of the digital knowledge, as well as the digital divide and all other things which we need to upgrade time to time.
Brilliant. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And yes, as you rightly said, COVID has can be seen as the two sides of every coin, as they say. You know, the the other side of the coin, we probably want to forget. Lots of losses and so on. But I think this side, it has accelerated adoption of digital technology. It kind of forced us to go down that route. And those who are in the digital world and the technology world, they say that we have probably uncovered 10 years of progress in probably 2 years, because we were forced to do so. And
That's true.
suddenly, um, and this is all across the world, and work from home, absolutely right. This has actually helped us at London School of Digital Business, because 8, 10 years ago, we started with the thought process of remote working workforce And we wanted to create the employability by upskilling and you know, practical experiences and live projects and all that. But the difference we had in our vision is we didn't want people to migrate for the jobs. We wanted remote working workforce, which means you could be in any part of the world. All you need is an internet connection, laptop, and absolute passion. And then you should be able to work for any organization across the world. So people should not be migrating from villages to towns to metros to the best places, like London and New York and whatever might be individual's dream. We don't want that to happen. I think people can stay with their community, their families, um, live in their culture, but work globally. And this has been the vision much before COVID, with which LSDB actually started its work. And we saw post COVID, right? We didn't have to explain anyone anything. Previously, we had to convince a lot of UK and European companies to take our students as interns, remote interns. So, convincing them, grooming the students from different countries to become eligible to work for UK companies. And then they would try, and then they would probably accept that, okay, this person, we are happy to offer some small part time opportunity to continue to work from their country for us in the UK. This was happening, but now we don't have to explain. And we have been able to get students from South Africa, Bangladesh, and India, and so many different countries working for our clients in the UK. So I absolutely agree that the COVID has actually, accelerated a lot of things. Um, Again, back to your point, yes, we need to see the practical aspects of learning and not just focus on the manual way of teaching or a theoretical way of teaching, as you mentioned. Um, so now that we are in the age where we are, I think everybody's talking about practical aspects of uh, learning and live project learning and so on and so forth, which has been a problem for long.
Yeah.
But apart from just this as a point, what are the pain points of current educational institutions? So what are the problems that current educational institutions, I'm not talking about education system, I'm talking about individual colleges, what are their problems these days?
Frankly speaking, basically, exactly you catch the correct point. I was supposed to come on that only.
Great.
Um, Still, today we are observing and practicing the things that in most of the colleges, the things are not yet developed in the form of digital transformation, and that
Oh,
is need of the time. In learning methodology as well as in the teaching methodology, we need to implement these tools and the softwares, including the new develop things like AI and Chat GPT for the presentations and also the for as a teaching tool for the management students. We talk about the basically it doesn't require you to derive any mathematical equation or to solve any data structure problem or nothing like that. So whenever we talk about the topics and the subject wise, so definitely these things has to be implemented at very primary level. The smart classroom again plays the very vital role during this teaching, online teaching, or basically uh, teaching with the modern blend. This is what we are expecting. But again, we want to see. We are looking that most of the institutions still they are following the most traditional way of their learning and teaching.
Oh,
Definitely, this when we talk about the digital transformation and in terms of the business studies,
right.
specifically, we need to use such types of the tools, such type of tools in the teaching methodology, so that our upcoming students who are going out in the industry from the very first day, they have to be a part of the presentations and all those things with their bosses, with their
Right.
seniors and all those things. Time to time, they have to need to prepare the presentations and deliver them within the time frame. So
Absolutely.
this is what is we have required actually.
Student might want to listen to this
Yeah.
is um, what happens is when they are in the last semester and the placements are happening and either the companies are coming for campus recruitment or they are applying outside, etc., that is when the all the rush that starts happening.
Yes, definitely.
Isn't it
It's a fact.
true?
It's
Isn't
a
it
fact, but sir, it should not happen.
correct? I think after the
Basically,
first semester,
yeah, since last 1 year, when I
yes.
know uh, taken jump into this institution and I have started with this, so I have found that so many mishappenings are there. So from the very first semester, even the induction program, at the time of induction program, we had a boot camp.
Wow.
Whenever these students are coming from their distant places, even some rural part of the country, so we started with the boot camps like the topics like finance for non-finance students, the people who are coming from the plain background, they are getting awareness about the finance, about the
Ex-
marketing skills with the another module. So this was, and this all interview techniques as well as the soft skills and other techniques we are covering within the first 3 weeks of our induction program.
Wow.
Officially, we are getting from AICT as being this is the program approved by AICT. 3 weeks of the program for the induction. So we are trying to utilize full 3 weeks on
Wow.
students so that they will become aware in all the directions, in all their specialization, in their all related subject of what they are learning 4 semesters in the future.
Wow.
And this will definitely will reduce the flow and reduce the crowd of those students who are only coming in the fourth semester of their
Correct.
course for these placements and all. And at the last moment, then if they are not attending the things, then at the last moments they are running here and there. It should
Fantastic.
not happen. So on the basis of that, even their specialization formation and selection of the specialization, we are doing on their proper selection.
Okay, that's fantastic. So I think we covered a lot of ground. I think students and whoever are the listeners, even educational people from different societies, different parts of the world, I'm sure they will find this conversation very useful. It's good to understand your perspective on how things can be done. Just the last one. Um, what is a piece of advice that you would like to give to the students?
I would like to simply say that there is no shortcut in the life. Basically, your hard work and your dedication, but that hard work using the software, using the smart technologies, which we refer today as the smart work, that is more needed. Before past 15 years, the people used to go for the hard work. Now this definition has totally changed with the help of this digital transformation into the smart work. So for my all dear and near students, I want to just advise them that you have to go in a proper sense. By understanding the technologies, by understanding the subjects, there is nothing like any shortcuts in the life. So whenever you gain the knowledge, you can utilize further 30 years in your future, 35 years in your future, if you go in the correct direction. This is what I want to say. In
Any
short.
few words on digital skills and AI skills that you want to talk about?
Definitely. Now, in the present era, these digital technologies, along with the various softwares as well as the AI, Chat GPT, and some more softwares are there, which makes your education very powerful as well as most effective in terms of the presentation, in terms of the learning, and a number of databases are also available if the management students are going for their SIPs, summer internship programs, and their projects. So they can utilize such types of information basically when they are very much aware of all the digital gadgets and all digital technologies. And this
Wow.
will definitely make improvement in their own performance as well as their uh, upcoming skills, and definitely the organizations will be happy to adopt such types of well aware students,
Excellent.
because
Excellent.
that concept of giving internship and that concept of giving training, earlier it was there before 20 years back, when the students from the engineering as well as management, they used to enter into the industry. For the first 1 year they went to undergo for the training only
Yeah.
so that part is now omitted, because no one have that much time and no one
Yeah.
has that much infrastructure, as well as what we can say about this there are limitations in the times also.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No one want to spend or waste that much time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that was amazing to have you here, and that's wonderful piece of information, knowledge that you shared. Your experience is amazing, and I would like to thank you on behalf of London School of Digital Business for being here.
Thank you very much, sir. It's my pleasure that on the behalf of ASM's Institute of Business Management and Research Pune, being a 41 years having the institute having the 41 years legacy, I am the I have honor to be a part of such institution,
Yeah.
and definitely would like to share with the London School of Digital Business for any sort of the knowledge growth and everything whenever we are needed. And definitely for our students and fellow colleagues also, I want to give the message that they have to consistently go for the developments in their area, own area, as well as even faculty members. They should upgrade with the present technologies and present trends, and they should not take it as a just as a conventional or traditional system. This is, I think, my final words for this session.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you. Bye.